Where we at?
We are at Rustic Sands Campground in Mexico Beach, Florida.
So the campground itself is what, $50 a night or 40?
I think it was 40.
And we use our Passport America to stay here, so that makes it half price.
Yes, I think that would make it $48 a night because I'm pretty sure we paid $20 for a night.
Okay. And then, yeah, I'm not sure I'd pay that for it full price. It's not a bad place, but they're recovering from a hurricane from a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So they got a lot of repairs to do. They do have a laundry. They have bathrooms. They have a restaurant. They have a couple of restaurants down at the opening at the entrance.
Yeah.
As you can see, there's a pool. So that's right now very cool because it was pretty chilly here. Got in the 20s one day while we were here.
2 days actually.
Oh, okay.
Our water froze once in Florida.
Yeah. So now we're going to go have breakfast and hit the road, and we're headed to Goose Prairie.
Goose Pasture.
Goose Pasture.
Interesting.
So I guess we haven't properly introduced this truck yet. We had to put Cecily down.
We didn't put her down. We just adopted her to a new family.
Yeah. There were, after all the work we done to it, there were still a lot of things that needed to be done, and my question was, how much more are we going to have to do to make it fixed?
Yeah.
And so we went ahead and traded it in on a newer truck. Mm-hmm. It's a 2017 Ram Laramie Longhorn.
I'm not complaining. I have heated seats, I have cooled seats, sunroof, you know, it's all great.
It's a nice step up. It has backup cameras, cargo camera.
No, we're still trying to figure out the radio and the Bluetooth, I think.
So it came factory with a leveling system, so whenever the other truck had the trailer on it, the truck squatted really bad in the back, and I was going to put some airbags on it, which was another $500 if I installed it myself. This one came with it, so whenever the truck starts to squat, it raises it back up level. So that's nice. It makes for a nicer tow, I guess.
It does. This one definitely pulls a lot better than the last one.
We named this one Walter because it's white. And we just watched Breaking Bad. You know, Walter White.
So now we have a truck named Walter. So we're at the Goose Pasture Campground
Near Perry, Florida. And it's a free place. They've got porta potties,
some fire rings and some picnic tables,
trash bins, dumpsters.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really nice place.
Yeah.
So far, I've been really impressed with Florida's free campgrounds.
Yeah, they're better than some of the paid ones, I think.
So far, yeah. The only thing you have to do is register at the kiosk, which is basically the little drop thing, kind of like the state parks. Oh, look, a dump station. I don't know how to get in there. Probably pull around the back of it.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll check that on the way back.
All right. Trash dumpsters, it looks like. I'll walk around and see what that looks like. Well, there's no dumpsters. There are barrels. I guess you just bring your trash over and drop it in the barrel. And the dump station. Pull your rig in around here. And never quite seen a dump station like this. Basically just a pit with a hole. Hey, it's free. Okay, so we're here at the Goose Pasture Campground, and I'm going to go over basically the punchline of the 2019 finances, how it turned out for us. we had a lot of expenses that we weren't prepared for. Being our first year doing full-time RVing, one of the things that a lot of people think is the RVing is cheap or free. Well, obviously it's not free. There's not anything free, but it can be very expensive if you don't know what you're doing, if you're not playing your cards right. And for that first year, we weren't. There were several things that we had done wrong, several things we didn't know. We paid more for some parks than we should have, just stuff like that. Our total fuel cost for last year, driving around all over the place, was $7,181. That is gasoline, diesel, and propane. Propane maybe shouldn't have been in that, but it was a fuel. It is something we purchased. Total propane for the year was $145, which really isn't bad for heating and cooking and stuff like that. It runs refrigerators, etc. Gasoline was for trips that we would take, that we rented a car. We went back to Miami a couple of times, and we rented cars for that. So there was that expense for gasoline. Everything else, there was over $6,000 worth of diesel fuel bought last year. So that's kind of a lot. But we did go 42,000 miles last year. But we did drive 22,780 miles last year. That's quite a lot. It's not a lot as some people. For us, I mean, I think your normal average is about 12,000 miles a year. We almost doubled that. Our household expenses was just under $7,000. Household expenses are stuff like laundry, cleaning, anything basically you buy for the house, food, stuff like that. We do have loan payments. We don't own our trailer outright. We don't own our truck outright. So we had almost $8,000 worth of payments going toward that stuff. So you still have the bills that you have to deal with. You have a house payment, you have a car payment, we have a house payment, we have a car payment. And that's still stuff that you have to figure in for your finances, your budget. Memberships, we spent about $350 last year on memberships. We have 1,000 Trails, we have RPI, we have Passport America, and we had Good Sam. Going forward this year, that cost is going to go up a little bit because we bought a different package. We bought a 1,000 Trails Elite Basic membership, which we paid like $3,500 for. And it sounds like a lot until we get down into lodging fees, what we paid for staying at RV parks and stuff last year. So that's going to balance itself out. Lodging itself was almost $8,000 last year. Our goal last year was to spend about $20 a night for the entire year on average for RV parks. There were some we spent less than that, and there were some that we spent more than that. We were really right on par with our goal. We spent on average $20.93 a night, so let's say 21 bucks a night for RV parks, lodging, if you want to call it that. So with our membership, our 1,000 Trails membership this year, we're on track to not have any out-of-pocket park expenses until like November. We had a couple in January of this month. I think we spent less than 200 bucks this month. So that's really going to compensate, having the $3,500 for 1,000 Trails membership, and because that's what we're using the most of this year, it's a lot better than $8,000 for paying for parks. Maintenance and repairs was a big number for us. Almost $9,000 in maintenance and repairs. Almost half of that went at the end of the year. The last thing on our list is technology. We both have cell phones. We have that basically for a backup plan. Our primary Wi-Fi is our AT&T 4G unlimited hotspot, and we only spent $234 last year for the hotspot, and that's what we use every day for me to work, for Shelly to get on and do her social networking and posting her pictures, for us to share these videos. We stream Netflix every night, we stream Hulu, everything. We run over 400 gigabits of data through that hotspot a month. And for 235 bucks, you really can't beat it. As opposed to our cell phones, we spent almost $3,000 last year for cell phones. That's a lot of money for cell phones. I don't know, we may reevaluate for that for this year, probably not. That's just kind of an expense that you have, and you really don't know it's so big until you start looking at expenses. Oh, hey, look, it's recording. So we're at the Goose Pasture. Goose Pasture.
So we're at the Goose Pasture campground.